Paramahamsa Nithyananda, a rare living incarnation, is named among the world's 100 most spiritually influential personalities today. Paramahamsa Nithyananda has been placed alongside Dalai Lama, Nelson Mandela, Oprah Winfrey, Paulo Coelho and others by Mind, Body, Spirit, the world's top esoteric magazine from Watkins, London's oldest and largest bookstore. A yogi by birth, he has been expressing his power of enlightenment since birth. He has authored more than 500 books in Tamil and English. Translations of these books are available in 26 languages in Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam, Hindi, Sanskrit, Gujarati, Oriya, Bengali, Marathi, French, Malay, Polish, Portuguese, Italian, German, Danish, Spanish, Russian and Chinese. He is also an exemplary speaker with over 10,000 hours of profound life solutions through his discourses. Social services such as Annadan, free medical care, free educational services with ashrams, schools, temples, hospitals established in more than 140 places around the world, offering exceptional services. A powerful spiritual healer who has healed millions of people of diseases from migraine to cancer. A Kriya Yogi who has formulated Kriyas for physical health and mental well-being, benefiting thousands. A living master who offers practical solutions for our everyday problems. He is the founder and spiritual head of Nithyananda Dhyanapitham, a spiritual powerhouse who has revived the sacred Vedic tradition by establishing Vedic temples in places like Los Angeles, San Jose, Seattle, Toronto, Ohio, Oklahoma, Phoenix, St. Louis, Malaysia, Brazil, Paris, Guadeloupe, Dallas, New York, New Jersey, Atlanta, Calgary, Vancouver, Singapore and places in India like Bengaluru, Hyderabad, Tiruvannamalai. A spiritual guru for 10 million followers, an incarnation who transmits the highest spiritual energy through initiation, a contemporary yogi who has revived the Vedic science of yoga worldwide through thousands of yoga centers, an adept in Ashtamaha-siddhis, mystical yogic powers, who has effortlessly awakened the Kundalini of thousands and graced them with spiritual powers, a dynamic young guru who is an inspiration for thousands of youngsters, India's most watched spiritual guru online, a beacon of spiritual light who has triumphed over the forces of religious terrorism and political persecution. Paramahamsa Nithyananda is an eternal Kalpataru, blessing the world with the boons of material abundance and spiritual enlightenment. He is the 293rd Pontiff of the world's most ancient Hindu organization, Madurai Adinam.
Nithyanandaya swagatam, anandanubhavaswadam, sarvaroga nivarakam, vande papa vinashaktam. Nithyanandaya swagatam, nityamuktam nirvikalpam, dhyanaloka pradipakam, vande shantamayam bandham. Nithyanandaya swagatam, anandagandha sancharam, sarvopadhi vinirmuktam.
सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् ज्ञानसम्बन्धाचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्.
Some of you might have heard this incident happened in my life, my experience with Arunagiri Yogishwara, a great incarnation, Shiva himself, a great avatar Purusha, Shiva himself. I'll describe only few things, few parts of that incident, how the Asambranyada Samadhi happened in me when I connected with him, I had his darshan and experienced him. Maybe around the age of 11, during summer vacation, I was playing inside the temple, backside. If you have visited Arunachala temple, you may be able to relate to the place where I am saying. Backside the temple, on small 4-pillared mandapam, 4-pillared hall. One young sadhu came out of that mandapam. That mandapam had a small kind of a opening, or I was thinking it was an opening. It was a small cave. One sadhu came out. I saw this sadhu. He was very bright, shining, maybe 30 to 35, and well built, young sannyasi. It was immediate click, a strong connection, very strong connection. I just know I belong to him, or he belongs to me. Very strong connection. I can say that falling in love or raising in love, whatever word you want to use, you can use. Very strong connection. Sometimes when you see people, suddenly you fall in love. And you may bring all kinds of reasoning. No, I am already married. I am this, I am that. You can bring all kinds of your logic. No, see the age difference. And you can bring all conditionings. But you are in love, nothing can be done. You may keep distance because of all these conditionings. The social conditioning, and you have to behave as yourself. And there are so many restrictions. There are so many, the morality or social conditioning, whatever you call it. But heart doesn't bother about which country you belong to, which race you belong to, what is your morality, what is your discipline, decency. Heart doesn't care for all those things. Maybe your action or your logic cares for all these things. Heart doesn't care, it just falls in love, that's all. There's such a strong falling in love. Every day, I'll come and sit there with him. Morning till evening, he'll be talking, sitting. Sometimes I wonder what I used to talk. If I recall, there was nothing much, just sitting and chatting only. And you don't know why you are sitting together, but sitting together was such a pleasant, joyful experience. I was sitting together. It's like spending time together. He was also very happy with me. And he will eat whatever I bring. He will bring some fruits or something for me to eat. He will be talking, some experiences, these, that. I can say that Mundakopanishad, I did not complete that story. That story says that when the small bird, like this, traveling this way, suddenly it really had a bitter experience, one strong bitter experience. It decides no more eating fruits. It just shuts its mouth. Without opening its mouth, it just travels towards the bigger bird. When it goes near the bigger bird, nearer and nearer, suddenly it realizes it is losing its individuality. It is losing its individuality. After a few minutes, it feels it is just a shadow of that bird. Actually, when you are really deeply in love with somebody, you can experience, when you touch that body, you won't feel it is a two-person. You just know it is your own extension. Your extension is in that body. You are just extension of your extension is that body. That small bird feels its very extension is that big bird, golden bird. After a few minutes he feels it is not even his own extension, That bird's extension is he. And after a few seconds he feels there is no extension, he is just a shadow. After a few seconds, there is not even a shadow, only that golden bird exists. It was only illusion that I was an individual. The different levels of feeling connection. In Vaishnava tradition, they explain Salokya Mukti, Samibhya Mukti, Sarubhya Mukti, Sayujya Mukti, the 4 states of liberation. Please understand, 4 states of liberation. In Vaishnava tradition they explain. First, when the bird feels, I am connected to him, I belong to him, it is Salokya Mukti, living in his loka, living in his frequency. When he feels, no, he is my very extension, it is Samibhya Mukti, the liberation which happens just by his nearness. When he says, when the bird experiences, no, I am his very form, I am his very form, I am his very form, I am just his shadow, I am not an individual identity, then it's called Sarubhya Mukti, his own form, Sarubhya Mukti. When the small bird realizes, I never existed, it is only he who was existing, it was just an illusion that I existed, it is called Sayujya Mukti. I can say it was a strong feeling connection, just like how that bird felt, very own extension. I felt with that sadhu, that my very own extension. It was almost like Samibhya Mukti. First when I met him, then it slowly developed into Sarubhya Mukti, that same Rupa. I used to play with him, go wherever he calls. Sometime he will take me to the temple inside, sometime he will take me to the hill, sometime here, there, he will take me to different places. Understand? It was such a strong feeling connection. What Ramakrishna experienced with Kali, that Sambranyada Samadhi, I have started experiencing that. Even when I am not physically around him, even when I go back to the house, late night I will go back to the house because they will close the temple. By the time they close the temple, they will vacate everybody. They will vacate everybody. And when I go back to the house also, I will be sitting in the house and waiting when it will become again morning 4 o'clock, so that I can rush to the temple to see him.
Pratyaksha Pada Puja. Offer your gratitude to the lotus feet of Paramahamsa Nithyananda. Pratyaksha Pada Puja is a rare opportunity in a lifetime to express your surrender and gratitude directly at the feet of the Master, daily at 7 a.m. Indian Standard Time. You can register for e-Pada Puja online and you can receive individual darshan and blessings after the puja. You can send your blessings request at ntv.nithyananda.org or call 91-97422-03311. Make the best use of this rare opportunity to be in the space of the living enlightened Master.
Devotion is such, even once if your core is touched, it cannot go. It cannot leave you. It just transforms. It pulls you back. Ramakrishna says very beautifully, in the Vrindavan, Bangi Bihari's temple, every evening they throw rice mixed with a little abin to the peacocks, so that they will eat and start dancing. So Ramakrishna says, once that peacocks which eats little avin will never miss the next day timing, will be there sharp at that time. Because of the taste. Same way the devotion, once you taste it, once you experience it, you will be there. Next day morning again, 7:30. It is so sacred. I have experienced it with Arunagiri Yogishwara. The very idea you and the object of your devotion is separate will disappear. You just do not know what to give, how to give, what to do. Still I remember when early morning I get up to go and see him. I look around all over the house and I always used to feel, I used to read in the Ramayana that Ravana took the whole house in which Sita was when he kidnapped Sita. Actually in Tamil there is another version of Ramayana, Kamba Ramayana. A great poet saint Kamba wrote that. When he wrote, he did not translate some parts as it is in Valmiki. Valmiki says, just Ravana physically handled Sita, took her and put her in his flight and took it away, kidnapped. But somehow Kambar was not happy with that idea. So he says that he lifted the whole house in which Sita was staying, put it in his flight and kidnapped. So early morning when I wake up and get ready to go and meet Arunagiri Yogishwara, that is the way I will feel. Somehow I can take this whole house and give it to him. I even planned one day, I took a chalk piece and marked my parents' portion of the house and wanted to go and ask Raghupati Yogi. Raghupati Yogi will do all kinds of this weightlifting and everything. He's a amazing yogic body. He will show visibly the power of yogic body. He will tie the iron rope in his chest and break it, blast it just by breathing. And lift any size rock, just like that he will lift, or he will roll. There is one huge rock in Arunachala hill, which has rolled and at least some 200 feet it has rolled and stopped. Nobody knows how it happened, I know. It's Raghupati Yogi's work. One day we both were sitting and talking, and he was explaining on Yoga Sutra, when you feel one with nature, nature listens to you. I said, how can that be? He asked me to feel one with the rock. I just contemplated, meditated, and I was feeling one with that rock. Huge boulder. When I was in that ecstasy, he just moved my hand. Suddenly, without telling me, he moved my hand. I literally saw the whole boulder rolling. I did not touch, there is no physical contact with that rock, boulder. Just that feeling one with that rock, when he moved my hand and that boulder started rolling. I started shouting, oh, what happened, what happened, what happened, what is happening? Stop, stop, stop. Then he stopped my hand and the boulder stopped. I think from that time only I started shaking people. That was the first object responded to my movement. I actually wanted to ask him, can you lift this house and bring it and give it to Arunagiri Yogishwara? He was laughing. He asked me, why did you put a mark? I said, I should take only my parents' portion, not anybody else's. Anyhow, early morning before going to the Arunagiri Yogishwara, I'll have my one dhoti. Whatever I can look around and get, take it. I'll put everything and pack it. And it'll all be very silly. It will not be directly useful for him at all. But whatever I feel as useful in my life, all these wooden box, cardboard box, I make small temples with that only. I'll take all that. And he will laugh at me. One day I wanted to stitch a shirt for him. I remember. I took a measurement with a rope to stitch a shirt. He was laughing. Actually, I called him, you come to the tailor shop and give the measurement, I want to stitch a shirt for you. He said, no, I will not come to tailor shop and all, you yourself take a measurement and give it to tailor. We had one family friend tailor. He's a very good person. I said, no, he's a very good person. He will stitch and give you the right measurement and everything. Somehow that Arunagiri Yogishwara said, no, I don't want to come, you take it and give the measurement. But finally it never got materialized. Never, because this tailor will ask, no, I want this measurement, get it. Next day I will bring that measurement. Then he will tell, no, I want this measurement also, bring it. Finally till the end we were not able to take all the measurements at all. I was never able to give all the measurements. So it never got materialized. But I used to feel, whole day I'll feel, what can I take it to him? What I can get? You just do not know what to do. What way you can please him? What pleases him? What satisfies him? What fulfills him? You just do not know. Devotion is the sacred sentiment which makes you feel, how can I please him? You know very clearly you can't fulfill him. He is already fulfilled. But how can I please him? What I can do to please? How can I pour myself on him? That intense mood is what I call devotion. Imbibe. Just be soaked in this one sacred sentiment. How can I please him? To whichever object or deity or God or Guru you are devoted, again and again soaking yourself in that sacred sentiment of how can I shower me on him and please him. Again and again soak yourself, fill yourself in this one sacred sentiment. You will melt in devotion.
Dial the avatar. Paramahamsa Nithyananda answers your questions live during the daily morning satsang every day at 7:30 a.m. Indian Standard Time. We invite you to directly talk to Swamiji and receive his blessings for your life to be filled with bliss and all the auspiciousness. Dial the avatar at 918027279999 extension 129.
Entanglement means two person falling in tune with same thought. Entrainment means two person falling in tune with the same idea. Enlightenment means two person uniting beyond ideas. When you unclutch, you are in entangle with me. You are in entanglement with me. This again opens a huge door. Then is the thoughts of a healer going to affect us? I say yes. That is why I am telling you, go to a person only who is thoughtless and beyond mind. Do not receive healing from ordinary Reiki healers, this healers, that healers. No. Receive only from enlightened being. And all my healers, during the moment of healing, because they are entangled with me, they represent me, and it is equivalent to you receiving healing directly from me. You don't need to worry at all, doubt at all about my healers. Understand? This is the physiology of feeling connection. When you have a feeling connection, your very physiology is different. And feeling connection has its own physiology. When you have feeling connection, your physiology is different. Feeling connection itself has its own physiology. One more thing you need to know. All the doctors, even allopathy doctors, need to raise their energy level high. Otherwise, when you treat the patient, when the patient feels respectful, feeling connection with you, you are going to entangle yourself with the patient. If you don't raise your energy to the higher level, you are going to get the patient's disease to you. Understand, entanglement can be negative also. If you are not energetic enough to protect yourself, if you do not have a direct protection of an enlightened being or higher frequency, if you don't have higher entanglement, only lower entanglements in your life, you are bound to fall sick. In the grown-up countries, they are suffering because they are not able to dispose the garbage. One city collects from the whole city and dumps it to another one village. That village collects and dumps it to another one village. They collect it and dump it in another one city. Same way only the so-called grown-up societies are suffering, unable to dump the inner garbage. The housewife collects everything and dumps on the husband. Husband collects everything and dumps on the psychiatric doctor. Psychiatric doctor collects and dumps everything on another one, his psychiatric doctor. His psychiatric doctor do not know where to go and dump. The dumping garbage has become a big problem for the humanity in grown-up countries, not only external, internal also. In India, fortunately, we know how to reduce the garbage into ashes without any side effect or after effect, without leaving anything affecting the environment. Method of dumping the inner garbage without creating any societal, environmental pollution, side effect and after effect is deity worship. Each deity energized, which went through the prana pratishtha process, is in entanglement with higher consciousness. That is what I prove when I materialize. See, when a devotee can receive vibhuti or kumkum and materialize, same thing, the deity also receives vibhuti, kumkum and materializes. How? When somebody's kundalini is awakened, when somebody is initiated as a healer, is in entanglement with me, same way the deity is also in entanglement with me. Once the prana pratishtha is done, that deity is continuously in entanglement with that super consciousness. Ramanatha Swami is in entanglement with Sri Ramachandra and the consciousness Sri Ramachandra experienced, which is Shiva himself. Because Ramanatha Swami installed, Rama installed that Ramanatha Swami in Rameshwaram. Now the Ramanatha Swami is in entanglement with Rama and Rama's pure inner consciousness. Same way there is a deity called Krishneshwar in Dwarka, installed and worshipped by Krishna. That deity is in entanglement with Krishna and the Krishna's inner space, which is Shiva himself. Same way in Tiruvannamalai, there is a temple called Adi Annamalai. Please understand, the main Arunagaleshwara temple is Jiva Samadhi of Arunagiri Yogishwara. But the Adi Annamalai temple is the deity installed by Arunagiri Yogishwara for his own personal worship when he was in the body. Understand? That Adi Annamalai temple, small temple in the forest. Now it has become a small village. And the Shivalinga in the temple is in entanglement with Arunagiri Yogishwara and of course Shiva himself. Arunagiri Yogishwara is Shiva himself, came in the physical form. So each deity is in entanglement with the consciousness which has installed it. That is why I am telling you, deity worship is one of the greatest garbage removing system, inner garbage removing system created by our ancient rishis. The whole Western countries, so-called developed countries, are suffering with unable to do the garbage removal. They are spending billions of dollars in the inner garbage removal, creating huge psychiatrists, psychoanalysts, and psychiatrists and psychoanalysts for psychiatrists and psychoanalysts. This therapy, that therapy. 32.4%, 75 million Americans are suffering from clinically provable mental disorder every year. Please understand? Who needs clinical attention. I'm not even talking about the borderline personalities. You know borderline personality means? They will look almost alright till you touch one of their wrong engram. Just one engram. When they come, you did not smile or you smiled at somebody else and said Nithyanandam, over. I am not even talking about borderline personalities, people who need direct clinical attention, medical attention, 75 million. See the garbage disposal problem. In the Vedic tradition, we know how to burn the garbage and make it as a manure. All our temples, we burn your garbage, internal garbage, and transform you, make the whole garbage into manure and give it back to you. Means you go to temples only when you have a problem or to feel little stress-free? No. When you finish your business accounts, go to temple and offer your gratitude. When you finish some of your life-related decisions, go to temple and offer the gratitude. If you have finished building the house, go to the temple, offer the gratitude. If you got married, go to the temple, offer the gratitude. Any major events in your life, connect it with the temple. Even entertainment, entrainment, enlightenment, everything should happen with entanglement. I'm creating a new word, entemplement. Life should become entemplement, because that is the easiest way of clearing the inner garbage.
Sacred Art Store. Nithyananda's Sacred Art Store. A storehouse of spiritual products from Vedic culture. Find all your needs for yogic body, Vedic mind and Zen living. A one-stop shop for spiritual products and gifts. www.sacredartsstore.com or email us sales@ngalleria.com.
Patanjali is one of the greatest inner scientists. Man who demonstrated the science of enlightenment. Even after he left the body, he did not deteriorate or die or show any symbols of death. He was just living, alive, radiating the presence. The disciples don't know what to do. So they just kept his body and built a room around him. He is the only master whose body is not buried with sand or salt or bay leaf. Usually masters' bodies are buried, filling the ash, bay leaves, salt. His body is not buried at all. His body is just kept, and a big stone room is built. It's a huge room, stone room, sealed room, where he is sitting inside. Still you can listen the breathing sound. Again, the big problem is you will think that I am
promoting some fantasy. Still you can experience his breathing sound. At least I have experienced. And whoever went and put their ears, don't think, usually if you put your ears on any wall, you will hear a kind of a sound. It will not be like that. Put your ears on this wall and listen. This sound will be different. And go and put your ears on that wall is samadhi. A very systematic, clear breathing sound. How you will feel? You are breathing. That way you can feel. He is living there. His Jiva Samadhi is there. He became one with Nataraja. That is why the Nataraja's Murti is installed there. And he loved to wear the sacred beads, Rudraksha. So that whole hall is decorated with Rudraksha. They made a Rudraksha Mantapa in his memory. And Nataraja. He did not want his own Murti to be installed, but the disciples have put his Murti also in the side. But as a main deity, he became a Nataraja. So he became one with that. Chidakasa, Chitampara, Nataraja. So his Nataraja's Murti is there, and side his Murti is also there, his form. The form with which he operated in the body, that body is also there. If you are helped by yoga in any form, you are indebted to him. Anybody wants to experience his presence should go there. You should not miss the opportunity of going to Rameshwaram. Even if you are not able to go this time, you need to go back. Sometime when you come back again, don't miss, mark it as a point to go to Rameshwaram and see his physical presence. We have some of the great masters' physical body retained as it is, mummified. Not the mummifying of the Egyptian way of mummifying is totally different. They are able to only maintain the body. Our guys are able to maintain the body as the center of the cosmic or conscious functions. When the Vedic tradition way of mummifying happens, not only body doesn't get spoiled and it stays, it continues to be the center of their conscious operations. The cognition is taken, buddhi works, the works, responses happen, they continue to be the center of their conscious activities. That is why your prayers are fulfilled in their presence. If you pray to a mummy, your prayers will not be answered. Because the physical part is retained, but not the response part. Here, the response part is retained. The pure cognition, the and buddhi is retained. And same way, Srirangam, still Ramanujas, whatever, Ramanujas, Acharya's body is there as it is. You can see the nails growing, the hand lines, the palm lines, the eyebrow hairs, all that you can see even now. And not only that, you can feel his presence. You can offer any prayers, you will see the response. You can talk to him. I am telling you from my experience, because I have been helped, I am telling you this. Many times I told the Arunagiri temple, the Arunagiri Yogishwara Samadhi is there. He is in Jiva Samadhi. Jiva Samadhi means he is residing there. Shiva himself came down as Arunagiri Yogishwara. He is residing there. When we went this time, I just wanted to let the world know that really he is there, is Jiva Samadhi is there. All I said is, if he is really sitting here in Jiva Samadhi, let few of his hair come, get materialized in our devotee's hand, so that we can do the DNA test and prove it is 2000-year-old DNA and he is alive sitting there in Jiva Samadhi. We got 6 hair. It is there. And we are now sending it for DNA test. Now we are sending it for DNA test. We will prove it. It is 2000-year-old, at least 2000-year-old. So through that way, at least my one statement is proved. Somebody 2000-year-old is sitting down in Jiva Samadhi. Of course, we can't compare because there is no record of Arunagiri Yogishwara's DNA, but at least this we can prove. Anyhow, when you live in the body, if you arrive to the sensitivity where the buddhi and the functions in awareness and sensitivity, even after you leave the body, that will continue to be there with you, radiate through your body and through you. That is why when you go to the great masters' samadhis, Jiva Samadhis, whatever prayers you offer, it directly helps you. Immediately they respond to it. Some of these masters' presence, all seekers should experience. The great Jiva Samadhi of Ellam Valla Sittar in Madurai, and Meenakshi's presence in Madurai, and Patanjali's presence in Rameshwaram, Ramanujar's presence in Srirangam, Kamakshi is Devi herself came and did tapas towards Shiva and became enlightened. Kamakshi's presence in Kanchipuram, all these major masters, energy fields, they all radiate the highest sensitivity. Understand? I saw so many of you guys in the Tiruvannamalai temple levitating, rolling and receiving vibhuti in their hands. How many received vibhuti in Tiruvannamalai temple? 2-3 people came and reported me. 1, 2. Receiving vibhuti in your hands. Understand, you need to know, this is a solid confirmation. Your experience is super conscious experience. If you are receiving vibhuti because of some black magic or yakshini vidya or some unconscious siddhis, it will not happen inside the energy field, Garbha Mandir of the great incarnations, masters like Arunagiri Yogishwara, Shiva. If it is happening there, understand, the energy which is responsible for all these extraordinary experiences in you and the energy which resides as Shiva, Arunagiri Yogishwara in the temple is one and the same. Achala Murti is Sachala Murti. Because in the superconscious energy field, the unconscious black magic cannot interfere. Let the listening be your God. Today learn this one basic truth. Then I'll explain different sacred secrets from the sutra. When the words come and fall on you, see how the cognition is taken, how the decision is made. Be aware of buddhi and these function. Come back to sensitivity. You can start mastering the senses. I'll continue on the sutra for next few more days. Now, let this be the essence of today's message. Let the listening be your God.
Kailash, the abode of Shiva. Explore the peak of mystery with Paramahamsa Nithyananda, a living enlightened master, and travel to the most sacred pilgrimage destination on earth. Added bonus, a visit to Madurai is added to the itinerary of the full trip with Swamiji after returning from Kailash. For more information or to register, visit n-yatras.nithyananda.org or write us at n.yatras@nithyananda.org.
We all suffer with this one suffering, unable to get back to the highest ideal in practical life. So no shortcut. This is the only way. Again and again and again, creating the Pratipaksha Bhavana. Means creating contrary thoughts to negativity and bringing yourself back to your center. It's such a difficult job. People feel lazy. That is why sometimes I need to push them to do that job. Sometimes I use love, or sometimes I use the fake or so-called hatred to push them to get back to their center. Because inability to create Pratipaksha Bhavana means inability to create the contrary thoughts to negativity and destroy negativity will allow negativity to grow in you. Once the negativity grasps you over, your life is in hell. You are done. You are done. Even if it is fake, the restful awareness and peace and joy which you get through the fake ideas, please understand, those experiences will become solid and the fake ideas will lose its power over you. But even if it is so-called logically strong idea, if you are restless, suffering, tortured inside, those torture, restlessness and suffering will stay inside, and these strong logical thoughts will become more and more powerful over you. So understand, the goal and the scale should be the restful awareness. So Patanjali puts the right truth in the right sutra, in right place. Just now he taught us on yama and niyama, highest coherence of life, and told us how to be established in that, and giving us now technique, the applied technique. When you have violence, what to do. Is giving us an example. First time in Patanjali Sutra I am seeing an example. He doesn't wait To give example, and he just gives the sutra and goes. He knows because his disciples were such high intelligent people. If he is giving example, means something very important. Timing is very important, and making disciples understand very important. Please understand, it's a very important process for all spiritual seekers in the life. Creating contrary thoughts to negative thoughts. Because whenever negativity rises in you, don't give up. Don't flow with it. Don't go with it. Again and again and again stand up till your muscle memories feel confidence. I can say that this is the one process which has raised my whole awareness in the young age. I used to have a notebook. Whatever spiritual things I read or hear, all the essence I'll write down. And whenever I have any confusion or necessity to understand, I'll read that. I'll read that. I'll carry the book always with me. That is like my extension of heart and brain. Extended heart and brain. I used to call that as my book. Now I am trying to remember the contents of my book to publish, because there are so many things I have noted down in that book which I heard from Arunagiri Yogishwara directly. Almost it's like I'll remind me. All my Pratibhaksha Bhavanas are written in that. So practically any negative thought which can come to a human being, I have solution in that book. And I'll always refer to it. It's almost like my guide. I'll continuously cherish, and get those ideas back to the inner space and establish myself again into yoga. Understand, even if you miss once the timing of creating the right thought against the wrong thought, you are caught. Timing is very important. I read an incident in Ramana Maharshi's life. He had a disciple, Muruganar. Whenever Ramana Maharshi speaks something, when Muruganar will pen down and take it back to Ramana Maharshi, he will purposely make some mistakes so that Ramana Maharshi will correct it in his own pen, handwriting. So two things. One, Ramana Maharshi's handwriting will be recorded. Second thing, all other words are authenticated now. When you correct one mistake, then all other words have been authenticated as without any mistake. I tell you, I can say at least some 192 page, that is the notebook, 192 page notebook, long size notebook. I have the recording of Arunagiri Yogishwara's teaching. At least in 10 places I have his own handwriting. Unfortunately, we are not able to retrieve them. I am trying to trace. I am sending people to all the friend's house, relatives' house in my native place, and all the devotees' house where I stayed. Still we are not able to track. 10 bound volume notebooks, bound by me personally. The 192 page. It's a regular notebook I bought. Then I made hardcover with the satin cloth. I bound it. I call it my book. That's the title. I can say the first book I wrote in my life.
my book, at least 10 volumes. Everything in that my book is my Atma Pramana. To the level in which those great truths have penetrated me. That's it. Whenever I wanted to read, I'll just brush and go through. I'll know how I evolved to certain understanding. See, one of the biggest problem a seeker faces in his life is forgetfulness. We go on reinventing the solution for same problem every day 12 times. You may say, not 12 times, Swamiji, maybe 2-3 times. No, you forget. Same problem, you will be reinventing the solution 12 times a day. And then again next day morning, when you have that problem, you will have the same problem and you will not find solution. Half an hour your mind will struggle, then you will find a solution. Simple problem, worry. Tell me, how many thousands of times you found a solution and decided not to worry anymore? And all it takes is only 5 more minutes of a beetle nut chewing time. Again you are in worry. Forgetfulness. Sometime when you hit the right click, you are very clear. Even if death comes, I will not worry. In next half an hour, you don't need death. Just the shadow of your spouse. Or just one small word. One small practical problem. You are there, back again in worry. You need to understand, not having smarana, remembrance, is one of the biggest problem. Biggest problem. If you have the habit of my book, all of you should have that habit of my book. You should have your own book. Once in a while, pen down, so that you will stop wasting the time in reinventing the same solution. You see, for example, you have a worry. You catch certain thought trend. No, how can this? How can this? How can this? Then you say, hey, foolishness, this worry is useless. You come out of it. But next day morning, again you are in the same worry. But you forget the thought trend how which you came out. Because you forgot the thought trend, now you will be wasting your time in worrying at least 2 hours, and after 2 hours you will catch the thought trend. And oh God, I should have remembered this half an hour before. Not having smarana, remembrance, not hitting the right click when required, is one of the major problem seekers face in their life in the path of enlightenment. That problem can be sorted out with this great solution, my book. Have this attitude and habit of my book. After a debate, create my book. You can do it even in your Facebook. So the whole world can read it. Not just by yourself. Whole world can read it. I had such amazing masters in my life. My masters and my mentors and my teachers. Every day is excitement to live around them. Of course, when Mahadeva, Shiva comes down in the physical body and lives around you, naturally how it will be. especially this Arunagiri Yogishwara, I still remember. Once he was teaching about this samana, yes, sharing few words. And he was telling samana is sweetness. If your samana is active, your body will have, your sweat will have a sweet taste, not salty. It will be very sweet. I said, how can that be? Then he was very playfully showing, if you remove a hair from the root, and there will be a small wax in that edge of that hair. He removed one hair from my body and asked me to taste that wax. It was very salty. Then he removed one hair from his body and asked me to taste that wax. It was very sweet. And not only that, he was showing another method to see the power of your lungs. If your samana is active, if you remove one hair and just stick that hair in that wax on your hand or on any object and blow, if you are not able to blow, your samana is not active. You can experiment actually. Just remove that one hair from the root, along with the root. You should just stick that with that wax. That wax you have to stick it on a paper or on your hand. Try to blow with your full force. You can keep it any closer. If you are not able to blow that hair away, if that hair is not flying, your samana is not active. If that hair is flying, your samana is active. I tried my best, I was not able to blow the hair. You can experiment. At least 80% of you will not be able to blow. You may think, what is this, Swamiji? Just one hair sticking and blowing. Try, then you will understand. So they go on giving so many practical teachings, techniques. It was so exciting that my book is filled with all these things which directly helped my life. So you guys should start the habit of maintaining my book. It will really awaken your whole life, transform the whole life, help you for the higher consciousness. The My Book can be a very powerful method to kill your ego. See, we read in the newspapers, terrorists used to have cyanide in their body continuously. So whenever they are caught by police and when they need to close their life, if they feel that living anymore is going to be more dangerous and torturous, they will just swallow the cyanide poison and die. Same way, this My Book can be the poison for your ego. So whenever you have the dangers of life, read this My Book, ego will die, you will be in peace and you can live the life joyfully. Of course, it's a wrong equation. You cannot equate the My Book and cyanide. My Book is a nectar, I can say, the ultimate nectar. Let you all achieve, experience, live, express, radiate, share and explode in eternal bliss. Nithyananda.
Nithyananda Dhyanapitham, Nithyananda Nagar off Mysore Road, Bidadi, Bangalore 562109. Contact 097422033311. www.nithyananda.org. www.youtube.com/lifeblissfoundation.
Welcome to Inner Awakening, the most powerful personal transformation retreat you could ever experience. In just 21 days, thousands are already experiencing the shortest route to constantly high energy levels, visible anti-aging,
healing of chronic diseases, fulfilling relationships, and higher states of consciousness. What is the secret behind this transformation?
Kundalini means the inner potential energy. Once it is awakened, opens the different doors for the conscious experience in you. I can say which is a master key for all extraordinary spiritual experiences.
This extraordinary program is conducted personally by Paramahamsa Nithyananda in the vibrant atmosphere of Nithyananda Dhyanapitham Ashram. Open yourself to the benefits of Nitya Yoga and practical meditation. Experience physical and mental healing. Discover simple ways to handle life with success. Above all, enjoy individual darshan and blessings from Paramahamsa Nithyananda every day. Take 21 days for yourself and carry home the transformation of a lifetime.